In this video, we're going to go over the 6 best weapons that you should be leveling up right now inside Warzone that will take over from the meta of the M16, the FFAR1 and the SYKOV pistols once they get nerfed in that Season 3 update. This video is to get you ahead of the game and making sure that you've got those guns leveled up. If you enjoy weapon stat breakdowns, weapon comparisons and overall tips and tricks for Warzone, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're trying to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. And also click that link in the description down below and subscribe to our second channel where we do make short videos as well as extra Warzone content. So as we all know, Raven Software have tweeted out saying that they're going to balance the weapons that we mentioned previously, and in this video we're going to go over what the best replacement weapons are. So starting off with number 6, we have the Grau SA12 shotgun. Now, they never mentioned they were going to nerf this shotgun, and personally, I think this shotgun should be amongst those nerfs because this gun is still pretty powerful inside Warzone, especially at those closer ranges. Nothing really competes with the Grau in my opinion because it kills even faster than the FFAR1 as well as some of the other weapons in the game. But like I said, I think this will definitely take over even once those SYKOV pistols get nerfed too, because they do have an insanely fast TTK for a secondary weapon. But like I said, the Grau is still a great option. So like I said, it isn't getting nerfed from as we know right now. But for the best class setup, you want to use the agency choke. This is going to give you sound suppression, recoil control, bullet velocity and damage range. The barrel, you want to use the reinforced heavy for the faster fire rate and the extended damage range. Then for laser, I personally use the 5mm laser because I don't like the laser and the sight that's visible with the ember sighting point. So if you don't want to be visible with that, then go with a 5mm laser like I do. Then ammunition, you want the biggest mags available to you, especially if you're playing in quads or trios, you do need the 12 round mags. And then lastly, the best attachment here is the no stock. We have tested the SAS combat as well as the marathon, they're not that good. The no stock is the best option. And this is what I believe to be the best close range weapon inside Warzone after that nerf takes place. We next have a gun that everyone pretty much saw coming at this point, the Groza, and the Groza was OP for a short period of time until they nerfed it, but even when they did nerf it, the close range time to kill on this gun is still insanely fast. The only difference between this and the FFAR is that the FAR is still a bit easier to control overall, and that is why people still opt to choose that gun. But if they do increase the time to kill on the FAR, which is what they should do with the nerf, then the Groza is definitely going to step into its own, and this is going to be one of the best full auto close range weapons in the game. And on top of that, it does kind of share a very similar iron sight to the FFAR as well, so it's got clean irons on top of all the other benefits of this gun. So in terms of the class setup, you want to use the GRU suppressor for the sound suppression, recoil control, bullet velocity and damage range. Then for the barrel, I would skip the barrel entirely because you don't really need it. Then for ammunition, you want to use the 60 round drum. For the stock, you want to use the KGB pad because this is going to give you that same strafe speed that you're used to with the FFAR1, providing that they don't nerf the strafe speed on the assault rifles. This is definitely going to be the best attachment, but you can also use the PKM stock as well, both are great options. Then for the rear grip, you want to use the Serpent Wrap for a faster ADS time because like I said, you're going to be using this at close range. And then lastly, I would go with the Bruiser grip, providing that they don't change any of the grip attachments. You could go for the Spetsnaz grip as well. This is a really great option too, but personally my favorite is the Bruiser grip because the last couple of attachments don't really help all that much with that S-shaped curve recoil pattern. So there we have it, the best FFAR1 replacement, which is the Groza. You've got the clean iron sights, a fast time to kill, fast strafe speeds, and it pretty much picks up from where the FFAR1 will leave off. Next, we have the Bullfrog. Now, I do think SMGs will come back into Warzone in Season 3, especially if the FFAR1 gets nerfed. I think a lot of the FFAR players will split up between a couple of different weapons, and this is one of them, the Bullfrog. So for the Bullfrog's best class setup, you want to use the GRU suppressor. You get the sound suppression, bullet velocity, recoil control, damage range, best attachment for pretty much for all of the guns. Then for barrel, again, I would skip this, but you can build this a couple of different ways, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But the way I would build this is with the Bruiser grip to give you faster movement and better hip fire. Then I would use the Stanag 85 round mags because this SMG is one of the only SMGs in the game that has a huge magazine, and I would not pass up the opportunity to use this magazine just for a faster movement speed. So like I said, I would choose the Stanag 85 round mags for sure. Then for the grip, you want to use a Serpent Wrap once again because it's going to give you that faster aim down sight time. And lastly, I would go for the 5mm laser because it gives you better hipfire accuracy, and that would be the best build in my opinion for the Bullfrog. But you can also remove that laser and add on the Task Force barrel for the better damage range, bullet velocity, and faster strafing speeds, because this will allow you to use this gun in more of those medium range gunfights. But it depends on what other guns you're going to pair this with. So like I said, I do think SMGs are making a comeback, and we have another one on the screen just now, which is the MAC-10. And everyone was using the MAC-10 before the FFAR1 was super overpowered, because it is a great SMG. You do get a decent sized mag, and overall it has clean iron sights if you do use the Gallantry blueprint as well. But for the best class setup, and what I found works extremely well, is the agency suppressor, which is a given, so you definitely want to get all of the benefits of this attachment. Then you want to use a Task Force barrel, because I don't think the MAC-10 has the worst recoil in the game. It's definitely manageable at those closer ranges, and this gives you a benefit to the strafe speeds. And one of the main reasons a lot of people like the FFAR1 is because of those strafe speeds. So you're going to get those fast strafing speeds with the MAC-10 as well using this barrel. On the theme of those strafing speeds, you do want to use the Raider stock as well. I found this works the best to give you a decent sprint to fire time as well as those strafing speeds on top of that. But you could go for the SAS combat stock as well. That's a great option too. But like I said, I prefer the Raider stock. Then for rear grip, you want to choose the Serpent Wrap once again for that faster ADS time. That is just kind of common sense. It's an SMG, you use it at close range, and the hipfire is not the best on the MAC-10, so you want to make sure you can aim down sights as much as you can. So the Serpent Wrap's definitely one of the best options here. And then lastly, the Stanag 53 round drum is the best mags for the MAC-10 because the other one hurts your ADS way too much. And that will be the best class setup for the MAC-10. If you struggle with recoil, you could go and take off the Serpent Wrap and put on the Field Agent grip and use that. Or you could leave the Serpent Wrap on and you can actually take off the Task Force barrel and maybe use a grip here as well and use the MAC-10 like this. There's many different ways to build it, but like I said, my personal favorite is this one right here. At number 1 and number 2, we're moving into the long range weapons of Warzone now. And I hope they nerf the M16 and the AUG properly enough for these guns to take the number 1 spot, because the number 2 and number 1 guns in this game are some of the best guns in all of Warzone in my opinion, and I would like to see them be able to be used once again. So the first, as you can see on screen just now, is the Grau, and the Grau is an amazing weapon, and it's always been an amazing weapon inside Warzone. And it just has a good balance of recoil, time to kill, and it's just a really fun gun to use in my opinion. So for the best class setup, you want to use that mono suppressor, sound suppression and damage range. Then for the underbarrel, you want to use the Commando foregrip. That's the best grip for the Grau by far. Then you want to use the 60 round mags. And then lastly, you've got a couple of different options here now. So if you're going to use the VLK optic, the best option is definitely the Nexus barrel. So you want to use the Nexus barrel and the VLK optic. Now it doesn't hurt your ADS as much as the Archangel barrel, and on top of that, you do still get the benefit to the bullet velocity as well. And then you don't need the super clean iron sights because you're using the VLK optic anyway. So like I said, if you're using a VLK, definitely go for the Nexus barrel. But if you want to use that clean iron sights on the Archangel barrel, then make sure you go for the Archangel and then either choose the Arc Void 2 grip, which is the one I personally use for the faster ADS time, or you can use the rubberized grip as well to help with the recoil. But personally, I think this is the best Grau build that's in Warzone. You don't need the VLK optic for the Grau because the iron sights are super clean. Last but not least, at number 1, we have a long range weapon that actually does involve a little bit of skill to do well with. And even though you can manage the recoil in this gun, and if you can, you do get heavily rewarded with a fast time to kill with this gun. Unlike the M16 and the AUG, anyone can use those guns and do well with them, and you can kill people really quick. But like I said, this gun has a skill curve to it, and if you can manage that, you could do really well, and it's really rewarding. So for the best class setup on the AMAX, everyone knows this by now, let's be completely honest. You've got the mono suppressor, the Zodiac barrel, the Commando foregrip, the 45 round mags, and then the VLK optic. If you do struggle with recoil control, you can go for the Ranger foregrip. That is also another great option too. I've tried this out, it works well, but I just personally prefer the Commando foregrip. And another class setup you can use for this as well is you can remove the ammunition attachment, because 30 rounds on a fast time to kill gun like the AMAX is still quite a lot. And you can also remove the VLK optic, because I've tried using the AMAX with the iron sights, especially on the Zodiac barrel, and at close to kind of longish range is not too bad. And you can actually go for a stippled wrap, which will basically make your aim down sight much quicker. And you can also go with a laser like the TAC laser, which will make your aim down sight much quicker as well. And this will give you a kind of close, medium and long range version of the AMAX. Now, it's not going to be as good as the meta build for longer ranges, but if you're trying to use this at kind of as your sniper support weapon, then this is a really awesome build you can use, especially inside solos and duos. So there we have it, 6 guns that you can start leveling up right now, and once that Season 3 update takes place, these guns will be the new meta, providing that they do nerf the other guns properly. I know they've been doing some weird nerfs recently, so hopefully they nerf them properly, and then other guns can take the meta spot. And I believe it'll be these 6 guns right here. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're trying to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. And also click that link in the description and subscribe to our second channel. That'll be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching.